Are you ready to fight like a champion, not just in the courtroom, but in every facet of your life? Welcome to the Legal Athlete Podcast. I'm Jess Sargus, your host, high performance speaker, and coach for trial lawyers. With over 22 years as a trial attorney and legal exec, and an undefeated record as a former MMA fighter and boxer, I know what it takes to thrive in high-stakes environments. I also know that in both the courtroom and the cage, you're only as good as your wins. That's why I'm here to help you develop a fighter's mindset, discipline, and strategies so you can master your mental game and execute under pressure to win more and burn out less. Every week, I fuse insights from elite athletics, legal pros, and cutting-edge neuroscience and sports psychology to help you perform at your peak under pressure. So whether you're looking to reinvent your practice, your mindset, or your life, this is the podcast for you. It's time to become a legal athlete. Let's get it. Hey, legal athletes! Welcome back to another episode of the Legal Athlete Podcast, the show where I take the secrets of elite athletes, fuse in some neuroscience and sports psychology, and help you apply it all to your legal career so you can dominate the courtroom like a champion. Today, we're diving into a game-changing strategy called habit stacking. It's the secret sauce to trading bad habits for high-performance ones. So, whether you're in the courtroom or the cage, this approach can help you level up your mindset and your performance. So, let's get it. First, what is habit stacking? Whenever I've successfully traded a bad habit in for a good one quickly, it's because I've used habit stacking. It takes advantage of your existing routines by attaching a new positive behavior to a familiar trigger. Think of it as updating your internal software. You keep the trigger, swap out the outdated routine, but still enjoy a similar reward. It's basically hot wiring your brain, replacing an old, more limiting habit with one that drives you closer to your goals. Now, let's talk a little bit about the science behind this. Our brains are amazing at forming habits thanks to neuroplasticity, which is our brain's ability to grow and change and basically rewire itself. When you practice habit stacking, you're leveraging three things. You're leveraging synaptic plasticity, circuit rewiring, and dopaminergic reinforcement. Okay, I know those were a mouthful, so here's what they really mean. Synaptic plasticity is when you repeatedly pair a new behavior with an established trigger. You're strengthening new neural connections. You're strengthening a new neural pathway that is more adaptive for you. It's circuit rewiring, like I just said. You're effectively rerouting an old habit loop, an old set of neural pathways by embedding a new high performance routine that basically is rerouting, reforming, growing new neural pathways. Finally, we've got dopaminergic reinforcement. That's the reward you get, a burst of dopamine, your feel good neurotransmitter that helps cement this new behavior, making it feel as natural and rewarding as the old one. In essence, habit stacking is a powerful way, again, to hotwire your brain, reroute your brain for better performance using an existing pathway. So, how exactly do we harness synaptic plasticity, circuit rewiring, and dopaminergic reinforcement to help us quickly and easily form a more optimal habit? Well, there's a simple 3-step process I'm going to take you through next. But first, some background. Every habit loop has three components: a trigger, a routine or action, and a reward. So here's the example. Imagine it's mid afternoon. You find yourself looking for a sweet snack. Often, what you want and get is a glazed donut or some other yummy baked good. This one's hitting close to home. Yes, one of your goals is to cut down on processed sugars and eat more whole foods. Now, after the initial burst of pleasure from the fluffy, sweet treat has passed, you feel disappointed in your ability to keep your promises to yourself. This is violating one of your core principles. Congratulations, Terminator. Step one of the 3-step process is complete. You have identified the target habit that doesn't align with your goals for the future. Now, here's step 2 to rewire your misaligned habit loop. You're going to identify exactly what the trigger, routine, and reward are for this habit loop. So, in this example, your trigger was a mid afternoon blood sugar dip that coincided with your time for a brain break, usually about 90 minutes after lunch ends. The routine or action was get up from your desk, take a quick trip to hunt down a glazed donut or other baked good. And then the reward was you enjoy a sweet treat, you stretch your legs, and you get a brain break and blood sugar increase to head into your next deep work block. So now you've got your final step in the habit loop rewiring. You're going to adjust your routine or your action to a positive one that yields a similar reward, meaning that you're working from the same trigger, just swapping out the action. So in this example, your trigger is the same. A mid afternoon blood sugar dip coincides with your time for a brain break. Now, the action. When that trigger hits, you're going to solder in a new positive routine instead of your old one. Instead of reaching for a donut, you're going to get up from your desk. You're going to go grab an apple from the kitchen, and you're going to take a quick walk around the block as you eat it. So now the reward, that hit of dopamine, our pleasure neurotransmitter, you're going to still enjoy a sweet treat. You're going to still stretch your legs and get a brain break and a blood sugar increase to head into your next deep work block. But now you're fueling your body in a way that avoids the processed sugars and adds a new whole food to your diet in alignment with your promise to yourself and your health goals. And you've even snuck in more movement to your day, which is another health win. The result? Great success, as Borat might say. I love Borat. By following these 3 steps, you have just rewired your habit loop from a less than optimal routine to a positive goal aligned action. Over time, with repetition, as your new neural pathways in this new habit loop get stronger, the new behavior becomes automatic. And now you've not just optimized this habit loop, but you have simplified your decision making, you've minimized your decision fatigue and minimized the energy output and distraction that used to come with fighting to make a better choice or dealing with the cognitive dissonance or self-judgment from failing to live up to your core principles. And now you've saved that mental energy for more important work, for more important cognitive tasks for the rest of your day. So, in conclusion, habit stacking is one of the simplest and yet most effective ways to reprogram your brain for optimal activity. By leveraging the science of neuroplasticity, you can dismantle limiting habits and build new ones that support your vision and peak performance. One more step on your way to becoming unstoppable. So, to review your action steps here, step 1, identify the habit you want to change. Step 2, identify the trigger, routine, and reward. And step 3, adjust the routine to a positive one that yields a similar reward. Just swap it out. And voila, there you go. You have just habit stacked your way to success. That's it for today's episode on habit stacking, folks. There is a link in the show notes to the LinkedIn post on this topic. It has an easy to follow infographic for this 3-step process. So if you're better with visual learning or you just want a really gorgeous reminder of how to rewire your brain with habit stacking. So bottom line for this week, legal athletes, we are creatures of habit for better or for worse. So let's choose to make it for better. Until next time, let's keep stacking those daily wins and elite habits that help you rise and stay at the top of your game. Thank you for joining me on the Legal Athlete Podcast. If you're ready to take your mental game to the next level, let's connect. Want me to speak to your group or team? Or are you ready for one-on-one trial fight camp coaching to perform at your best when it matters most? Reach out to me with a direct message on LinkedIn or through my website at thelegalathlete.com. Until next time, remember that the best version of yourself isn't some future version. It's the you who makes your daily choices. So make great ones. Make the ones that keep you on that champion fighter journey, building a record and a life you love.